And I think sales is probably, not probably, it's probably the biggest area most people struggle with when it comes to really like building their business, whether it be actually closing themselves or starting to build a team. What would you say is the first thing people should really start to address when they're trying to focus on improving their closing?
Yeah, so it really depends like what the structure looks like. And because we work with fit pros that will come from all different backgrounds, right? Like some don't even have their clients sign contracts, some don't have them commit to any length of time. So like when those things aren't in place, it's really hard to have a good, consistent sales process that's functioning every single month without the baseline things in place, right? So like a good contract, again, selling not just month to month, that can be really dangerous. You don't really have predictable revenue. So it's really hard to grow your business without a consistent MRR, monthly recurring revenue. So like as a business owner, stability is everything. I'm sure you can appreciate that, right? So when it comes to improving your sales, one is just having those baseline items, which any good business coach like Charlie here will have that in place for you, I'm sure. And then the next thing is just what it comes down to is having a process, right? I know that sounds kind of generic. If you're just shooting from the hip on every single call, you have no idea what's working or not, right? If you have no idea what's working, how can you reduce it down to what is working and then do more of that? You can't. And without that component, your business won't scale.
Yeah, I could agree more. I think it's almost the same as when people are building their business, but they don't know the numbers. Like today, I'll tell people like, how many outbound messages you send when you selling daily? What's your closing percentage? When people don't have a clue what the numbers are. And even I spoke to a friend of mine on Friday, his fitness business was like £60,000 a month. It's like $80,000 a month. And he doesn't know what profit and loss is. It's like, dude, you need to know these numbers. Like, this is critical.
It's scary. It's scary. That's why, full transparency, the first thing that I do is I have, before I can determine, if we can help anybody, I have to have a financial picture. I have to know, one, if you're profitable each month, because a lot of fit pros, and I'm sure you've come across this as well, feels profitable. It feels like you're closing enough deals, you're bringing in new clients and things are going great until you look at the profit loss statement. You're like, well, wait a minute, right? This month I was actually negative because of the retainer on ads, the ad spend, at, all the things that they're not in the forefront of your brain. So when you actually see it at the end of the month, it's not as sexy as that big number that you see up top.
I think that's one of the big mistakes people make is they focus on headline revenue rather than actual profit. And it's like the revenue, I think to say this better Julian, it's like revenue feeds your ego, but profit feeds your family. It's like people focus too much on the top line. And that's why like one of the best habits anyone can get into, and this is what I think teach what the mastermind is like, every week on a Friday, I sit down and take every bank statement and be like, where are we spending money? Where are we spending money? So I know exactly like where money is going out and the cash flow of the business throughout the month. And the bigger business gets, the more important that becomes.
Oh, absolutely. It's something that, when I invested into like an accounting team for my company, it's every month they send me a video of exactly that flow, where everything's going, what every margin percent was, everything. And it's like, that is not every fit pro is going to be at that level, and that's okay. But you should have a baseline. How we set it up is your personal expenses, your business expenses. At least have those two numbers so that you can compare to what came in that month. And that's really easy to check. Just go to Stripe, go to Wave, go to whatever you collect payments on, and just track what came in that last month and what your average bills are. And you'll have at least a baseline. It won't be as intricate, but you'll have a baseline.
100%. Why do you think people don't track that?
I think they don't know how, and I think they're intimidated by the numbers, right? They think, they see like a balance sheet or like an income statement, and they're like, that's for someone else, right? But as a business owner, unless you can afford that luxury of hiring like an accountant, and I'm sure you will get to that point, like if you're a fit pro that's kind of out there grinding, like if you're not at that point, you still have to take responsibility for that, because that's arguably the biggest part of your business.
Otherwise, I think about this, they're listening. If you're not working out right now, are you potentially working for free?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Like, if you're not making money, you're not making money. Like, you work.
Yeah. And that's a scary thing that I think some people don't want to discover, is what they're actually profiting at the end of the month, and how, like, what that smaller number actually looks like after everything is said and done.
I'm saying.